All right, so let's say you want to analyze the sequence with some fancy software. Well, I can show you how to do that as well. And that's going to make your life a lot easier. So, Geneious Prime. This is an exceptional piece of software. It's also extremely expensive. If you're in a degree program, you can buy a license for 200 bucks a year, which it's steep, but I went ahead and did it because it saves me a ton of time. But there is a 2 week free trial. So if you have like a bunch of work you want to stack up and bang it out during that 2 week trial and see if that makes your life easy enough to want to purchase it, or if you just want to get it done during that trial period. It'll also do genome assemblies and all kinds of other goodies. So let's find the sequences that we looked at using Seqtrace. And here's that tubaria. Um, so what I did behind the scenes is I made a folder and I uploaded all the stuff to that folder, etc. So it pops up here. So I'm going to go ahead and select those two sequences. And then I'm going to go to Align Assemble. I'm going to go to De Novo Assemble. I'm going to use all the standard stuff except um, it's going to identify forward and reverse traces using this information. You have a bunch of options, hyphen, asterisk. This is an underscore. So it'll just figure it out. You don't have to type in ITS 1 and 4. It'll literally just, it's smart like that. It's a genius. Okay, so it then assembles that for you. And here's the little thing that's going to show you where the two sequences overlap, the ambiguities, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and zoom in over here. Boom, 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 boom. You can also use this if you want to zoom in quicker. And this lets you see the, pairwise alignment, what have you, the comparison. And so it allows you to trim by just pulling this little red bar. It allows you to trim off some of the bases you don't like. And you want to go ahead and do that on your other sequence as well. That way there's like no gaps or anything. You trim off that junk at the beginning. And then the cool thing is that it'll highlight the ambiguities in the same way that you will look at this background here is the quality score. And so you'll look for little dips in the quality score. And that helps you identify where there's an ambiguous position. Sometimes it's actually smart enough to identify that ambiguity for you and actually put a name on it. Like, look at here. We've got our S and we've got our Y. It just did it for you. But it didn't do it at every position. So you want to manually go through and make sure that it identified everything and then go ahead and trim. How much you trim is kind of up to you. I just kind of go until like it looks solid. And then here's your consensus. You go to extract. So you select that, extract, hit OK, save, and here's your consensus sequence. And you can go ahead and copy it. And you can go ahead and blast it, which is what I like to do. But also in the program, you can just blast inside the program. So you can hit blast. And it'll do that for you inside here. The results you get are confusing. It doesn't look like a normal blast result, which is why I go with vanilla blast. But if you're analyzing a whole bunch of stuff at once, it makes it nice and easy, and it'll save the blast results for you. So it'll be in the same file folder with all the other stuff, so you can go back and look at your top hits and everything. Looks like it's NCBI is having a rough day. So the nice thing is it tells you how long you're going to have to wait. Um, let's see if we did better. Yeah, it was much quicker to just copy and paste. Um, and So I didn't enter the ambiguities um, before I went and blasted it. I'm going to have to go back and fix that because you can see they're not in here. But here's one where the ambiguity would have been really useful because it doesn't match in this sequence, but it does match in this sequence, meaning that some people reported it as a C and some people reported it as an A. And by you entering the ambiguous code, you can communicate to people that you couldn't tell which one it was. So in the case of these sequences, I don't know. There's no way to know because you can't look at trace files. So it's really important to report the ambiguities, especially if you know they're actually real. So there we go.